Why is it that the less you give, the more he wants? Why does your silence speak louder than your words ever could? Why does your absence shake him more than your presence ever did? These aren't just coincidences. These are patterns. In every love story where a woman finally pulls back, there is a man left wondering why he suddenly feels like he's losing control. He doesn't crave what's easily available. He chases what feels rare. There is a truth many women don't learn until heartbreak forces it out of them. The more you do, the less he feels he needs to. And the moment you start doing less, the moment you stop overgiving, overexplaining, overinvesting, everything shifts. You think you're pulling away, but to him, that's the moment his hunger wakes up. That's when he starts realizing he's about to lose something he thought was guaranteed. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." And in love, if it is not reciprocated, stop giving it. If it is not seen, stop offering it. Your energy is sacred. And when you finally protect it, you become magnetic. When you stop proving, chasing, explaining, he starts noticing. Imagine a garden overflowing with beauty, flowers blooming, colors dancing, warmth in every corner. He visited every day, admired it, but never watered it. He believed the garden would bloom forever without effort. Then one day, the gate closed. The garden stopped opening for him. And suddenly, he started to miss it. That's what your energy is like, a beautiful place he took for granted until he lost access. At first it might feel strange. You've been the one always trying, always initiating, always showing up. But now you've gone quiet, you've gone still, and that silence, it's powerful. It creates space, it makes him reflect, it makes him wonder. And queens, that's when everything changes. Because a queen does not beg for attention. A queen does not chase. A queen allows the world to meet her where she stands. And when you stand still in your power, when you start doing less, he starts doing more. So listen closely. The less you give, the more he will crave. The less you speak, the louder your presence becomes. The less you show up for him, the more he realizes how much he needs to show up for you. You are not losing him. You are reminding him of your worth. Let him feel the shift. Let him chase. Let him work to earn what you gave so freely before. This is not the end of your story. It's the rebirth of your power. Your new affirmation, queens, the less I give, the more I am valued. Write this in the comments to claim it. And if this message spoke to your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're here building a kingdom for women who are finally ready to stop begging and start reigning. Number 1. The more you overgive, the more he underdelivers. Have you ever noticed how the more you do for him, the less he seems to try? The more you reach out, the more he pulls away. The more love, care, and attention you pour into the relationship, the more he acts like it's no big deal. It's like the moment you start giving your all, he starts giving you crumbs, and you sit there wondering what changed when all you did was love harder. But here's the truth that hurts before it heals. The more you overgive, the more he underdelivers. Not because you weren't enough, but because you gave too much without asking if it was being matched. You handed over your heart, your time, your energy, and he never had to earn any of it. That's when a man forgets your value. That's when he stops working for your presence because he thinks he already owns it. There's a quote that says, "The more you water a plant that doesn't have roots, the more you drown yourself." That's exactly what happens when you give endlessly to a man who never asked how much it cost you. He didn't feel the weight of your efforts because he was too busy enjoying the comfort of being chased. Think of a woman like a fountain, beautiful, flowing, alive, but a fountain that never stops pouring will eventually dry up. You were that fountain, always flowing, always overflowing, and he stood there, drinking from your energy without once asking if you were tired. But the moment you start doing less, the moment you stop pouring into him like he's your world, that's when his world starts to feel your absence, and that's when the shift begins. Because this isn't about being cold, rude, or distant. It's about realizing your energy is not free. It's about understanding that when you stop overgiving, you create space for him to step up or step out. Either way, you win. This is the moment where we stop calling it love when it's really over-functioning. This is where we remind ourselves that doing less doesn't mean you care less. It means you finally care about you more. Queens, you were never made to carry the entire relationship on your back. You were made to be matched, mirrored, and met with equal effort. Write this in the comments and claim it. The less I overgive, the more I am valued. And if this message woke something inside you, if it reminded you of what you truly deserve, like this video and subscribe, because we're building a kingdom of women who are done begging and ready to reign. Number 2. He doesn't crave what's always available. He craves what's unpredictable. Have you ever wondered why he stopped chasing the moment you started giving more? Why he seemed more interested when you were just a little bit harder to read? It's not about games. It's not about pretending. It's about energy. And the truth is, he doesn't crave what's always available. He craves what feels unpredictable, what he can't quite figure out, what doesn't hand itself over so easily. And that's not because you're doing something wrong. That's because you're doing too much. The moment you start revealing everything, giving everything, showing up every time he calls, something shifts. What used to excite him starts to feel expected. The mystery fades, the curiosity disappears, and with it, his effort. You become routine instead of rare. And love, no woman as powerful as you was ever meant to be routine. Marcus Aurelius said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." So if right now pulling back feels hard, if being less available feels unnatural, it's probably exactly what you need. Not to hurt him, not to manipulate, but to protect your value. Because attention without effort is a debt unpaid. Think of a beautiful moon hidden behind soft clouds. You can see a glimpse, a glow, but never the whole thing. You're drawn to it. You look again. You keep wondering when it will shine fully. That's the kind of presence that holds power. That's what he remembers. That's what makes his heart reach for you in the dark. But when he can read every chapter before earning a page, he stops reading. He assumes he knows the whole story, and that's where desire dies. It's time to stop being an open book for a man who hasn't even proven he can handle your depth. Pull back, not out of fear, but from power, not to confuse, but to elevate. You don't need to explain your absence. Let him feel it. Let him sit in it. Let your stillness make more noise than all the love you once gave so loudly. Because queens aren't desperate. Queens are divine storms wrapped in calm. And you, beautiful woman, are stepping into that version of yourself now. The version that doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't overgive just to be seen. Affirm this now, queens. The less I reveal, the more I'm desired. Write it in the comments and own it. We're building something powerful here. One lesson, one queen at a time. Number 3. Every time you stop responding right away, you force him to feel the gap. Have you ever noticed what happens when you stop replying right away? When you take your time, when you breathe first instead of reacting? That pause, yes, that quiet pause, creates something powerful. It creates space. And in that space, he starts to feel something he didn't expect. The absence of your energy. The gap between his message and your reply. That's where he starts realizing how much he depends on your presence. He used to think you'd always respond, always be available, always be within reach. But now there's a delay. Now there's mystery. Now there's silence. And silence speaks louder than any paragraph ever could. Seneca once said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." And that's exactly what happens when you give too much too fast. When you're always available, always accessible, you lose your power. But when you pull back, even just a little, you shift the energy. He starts to wonder. He starts to overthink. And queens, when a man starts to overthink, that's when he starts to feel your value. Imagine a song that plays on repeat all day. At first, it's comforting, familiar, but over time, he forgets to listen. Now imagine that song stops playing. The room goes quiet, and suddenly he misses it. That's you. You were always there, always showing up. But now you're choosing your peace. Now you're taking your time. And that gap, that's where he begins to feel the weight of your absence. You don't have to ghost him. You don't have to play games. All you need to do is stop running toward him with every text, every call, every second of your energy. Let him come to you. Let him wonder. Let him work. Because queens do not rush to prove. They allow presence to speak for them. You are not ignoring him. You are reminding him that your energy is not free. It is earned. It is honored. And when he finally realizes that you've stopped being so available, that's when the craving begins. That's when he looks at the phone differently. That's when he feels the shift and starts asking himself, did I just lose her? Beautiful woman, your silence is not emptiness, it's elegance. Your delay is not disinterest, it's direction. Every second you hold back, you teach him the value of what he used to take for granted. Your affirmation, my pause, holds power. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. We are here working hard to bring you the lessons that help you stop chasing and start reigning. Number 4. A man only starts running when you stop walking toward him. Have you ever noticed how he starts moving toward you only when you stop meeting him halfway? How suddenly, when your footsteps no longer echo in his direction, he starts looking around, wondering where you went. That's not magic. That's energy. That's the shift that happens when you stop walking toward a man who was never walking toward you. He only starts running when your steps stop filling the silence, when your presence stops filling the gaps, when your effort stops compensating for his. It's strange, isn't it? You give your time, your heart, your attention, and he gets comfortable. He starts expecting it. But when you pause, when you breathe, when you take a step back, that's when everything inside him starts to panic. Suddenly, your absence becomes louder than your words ever were. Suddenly, the same love he ignored becomes the very thing he starts chasing. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And dear lady, the same applies to you in love. Waste no more time proving your worth. Let him rise to meet it. If he doesn't, step back and watch how that distance wakes him up. Imagine a mirror that always moves closer. He sees himself in it, feels seen. But what happens when that mirror stops moving, when it stays still? He has to move to find his reflection again. That mirror is you. He saw himself through your love, your effort, your care. But now he has to come find it. And if he doesn't, That just proves he was never ready for it in the first place. It's time to stop walking toward him. Let your stillness speak. Let your absence echo. Because when you stop, he either realizes what he's about to lose, or you realize he was never worthy of your direction. Dear lady, you are not here to chase. You are here to choose. You are not the one who waits at the gate. You are the gate. And queens don't knock. They reign behind doors only the brave can open. Say this with power. The moment I stop walking, he starts running. Write that in the comments, queens. Claim it. Let the world know you're done chasing. And if this message stirred your spirit, like this video and subscribe. We are building life-changing lessons for every queen ready to stop begging and start becoming unforgettable. Number 5. When you stop explaining yourself, he's left to explain you to himself. Why do his thoughts get louder the moment you go quiet? Why does your silence leave him more shaken than your words ever could? Because when you stop explaining yourself, he's left alone with his own confusion, his own guilt, and the questions he never thought he'd have to answer without you. You see, when a woman stops trying to be understood, a man is forced to finally understand her on his own. And that, queens, is when everything changes. You were the one who kept the connection clear. You clarified your intentions. You expressed your emotions. You tried to make things right, even when he made them wrong. But now, you've stepped back. You've stopped repeating yourself. And suddenly, he doesn't know what's going on anymore. His comfort came from your clarity. But now he's sitting in the dark with only his assumptions and the echo of your silence. Seneca once said, "It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness." And queen, the moment you stop explaining is the start of that road. You're not cold, you're not heartless, you're just done spoon-feeding a man who should have been listening when you spoke the first time. Think of a powerful storm. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't explain where it's going. It moves. It shifts the sky. It demands attention. And that's what your silence is now. It's the storm he didn't see coming. And the moment you stop justifying, stop oversharing, stop trying to earn his understanding, he will begin trying to earn back your presence. He'll replay every word you ever said. He'll overanalyze your last look. He'll talk to his friends about what you meant instead of what you said, because he's no longer getting the answers from you. He's getting questions from himself. And that is the most powerful shift of all. You are not difficult to understand. You are just no longer available to be misunderstood. You do not need to fight to be seen by a man who was blind on purpose. You've done enough. You've said enough. Now, your silence is the teacher, and regret will be the lesson. Queens, this is where you rise. You do not have to keep proving yourself to a man who kept questioning your love. Let him explain you to himself. Let your absence speak. Let your peace roar louder than your explanations ever could. Write this in the comments and claim it. My silence is my power. Because queens, we are done explaining. We are here to reign. Number 6. You were his emotional home, until you packed up your energy and left. Have you ever seen the moment a man realizes his comfort is gone? That deep pause in his breath, that uneasy silence, the space where your energy used to live? He might not say it out loud, but he feels it. Because you weren't just a woman to him. You were his emotional home, a place where his chaos was met with calm. A presence so steady, it made him feel safe, even when he didn't deserve it. And now, that home is gone, because you stopped overgiving. You stopped making it easy. He never thought you'd leave, not really. He thought you'd always be there, always open, always forgiving. But you were tired of being the only one holding it together, and when you finally packed up your energy, he realized Nothing around him felt warm anymore. You stopped calling. You stopped showing up. You stopped explaining what should have been obvious. And that silence, it hit harder than any goodbye ever could. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul remains dyed with the color of its thoughts." And yours, beautiful lady, has changed. No longer tinted by waiting or hoping or proving, but painted in the bold, fearless hues of a woman who chose herself. And that shift, that's what made you magnetic. Think of a fireplace. When it's burning, the whole house feels alive. It glows, it warms, it gives peace. But leave that fire unattended, and it dies, not with a scream, with stillness. That's what happened when you stopped fueling the connection. He thought he could walk away and come back whenever he pleased. But now that the flame is out, he's freezing, and the warmth he once ignored is the very thing he craves most. This, right here, is when your story changes. You are not broken, dear lady. You are fire, gathered back into your own hands. He didn't see it when he had it, but now that he's standing outside your energy, he'll spend nights wondering why nothing else ever feels like you. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My energy is my power, and not everyone gets access twice. Let the world know you've stopped giving the best of yourself to a man who didn't see your value until you walked away. We are building a kingdom of radiant, unstoppable women, and you, lovely woman, were born to reign. Number 7. Doing less isn't neglect. It's strategy, it's protection, it's power. He thought your silence was weakness. He thought your stillness meant surrender. He believed that your distance was disinterest, that you were slipping away because you didn't care. But what he never saw coming was the quiet storm you were becoming. Because doing less, it's not neglect. It's the sharpest form of strategy. It's the kind of power that doesn't raise its voice because it doesn't have to. He was used to you over-explaining, always showing up, always reminding him what he had and what he could lose. But now, you've stopped repeating yourself. You've stopped giving away your energy like it costs you nothing. You've stepped back, and suddenly, everything in him is shifting. That's the secret he never understood. Men crave what they can't control. And when you stop trying to be chosen, that's when he starts trying to earn you. Seneca once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." And in love, sometimes the real courage is in doing nothing, in sitting back and letting him wonder, letting him feel your absence, letting him feel what it's like to lose access to a woman who used to pour everything into him. Imagine a fire that once burned with devotion. It lit every room he walked into. It warmed every part of his life. But he stood too far away. He took too long. He believed that fire would always burn. But you stopped feeding it. And now he stands in the cold, staring at the ashes, wishing he'd moved sooner. This isn't punishment. This is preservation. It's protection. You are protecting your value from being drained, your love from being misused. Because queens don't scream to be seen. Queens do less and still change the entire room. You are no longer reacting. You are commanding, not with words, but with energy. And now, lovely woman, now he sees it. The shift, the silence, the power. Let him wonder why you stopped trying. Let him miss the version of you who made it easy. Because this version, this is the woman who knows her worth too deeply to hand it out without effort in return. Your new affirmation is this: doing less is how I reclaim my power. Queens, write that in the comments right now. Let the world know you've stopped chasing and started reigning. And if this message awakened something deep inside you, like this video and subscribe, because we are working hard to bring you the truth, the strength, and the power you've always carried, but may have forgotten. This is your reminder. Your silence is not empty. It is royal.